This evening we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson at Hempstead Road, where the Saints have moved through to the Hearts Senior Cup final for the second successive year. A 2-0 win tonight, Ian, against King's Langley there, and it's as comfortable as the scoreline suggests, I think.
Yeah, I felt the players we brought in, it gave them an opportunity to show us that what they can do for the remaining 8 games, and this is what we said before the game. And I think every single one of them came in, put in a good performance. Their attitude was superb. On difficult conditions, difficult pitch, difficult in terms of the wind. And we applied ourselves really well. And the only thing I would say at the end of it, David, was I think 2-0 was disappointing from my point. That we've had 17 shots today and 14 on target, and we've not made the keeper work hard enough, and we've not taken the chances that we created. And we've seen it all season, we haven't scored enough goals, and there was opportunities today to really go and enjoy ourselves and put a good scoreline on the board, and we haven't done that. But again, we've won 2-0, we've kept a clean sheet, and we're in the final, which is the most important thing before today's game.
In that first half, I think it was Melvin Minter, their goalkeeper, made 2 excellent saves, but as you say, apart from that, they were pretty much routine efforts, weren't they? And yet you had players out there who were really fighting to get their place in that first team.
Yeah, it is, and as you say, it was good opportunities for Sam and for Jefferson in terms of them scoring goals, and it does give them the confidence they need. But also on the wings, in terms of Harry Forster and Riddell Gordon, they both had opportunities. So I would say that the front 4 today have all had really good opportunities to get their name on the score sheet. And say Riddell's got the penalty, and Monash has done great for the second goal by winning the tackle and getting his shot away. But let's just say that would probably be the only disappointment on my behalf, is that the chances we created were fantastic. Some of the football we played tonight was really good. There was a great energy about us, but we just didn't finish the game off like I would have liked, and especially that last 20 minutes we probably had 5 or 6 really, really good opportunities, and we didn't finish the game off.
Looking at that team sheet, that Kings Langley line-up is not bad at all, but down the other end of the pitch, we snuffed them out very well.
Yeah, I thought James Kolotsky came in for his first game, I think for 6-7 weeks, and done really well. Frankie Masunda obviously has come back in and done really well. And as I say, the whole back 4 I felt was excellent today, and they did keep them at bay. Concentration levels were good. I just felt a couple of times in the second half we probably overplayed in a couple of poor areas, but not because I don't want us to overplay, it's because the pitch was really cutting up and was really heavy and coming away under your feet, and at times we really struggled to kick the ball and clear our lines on that. So we just got to learn to play the conditions a bit like, as I said, when we played Hampton, that Hampton played the conditions really well. And we have to learn sometimes to play the conditions when it's right to play football and when it's not. And tonight at times it wasn't right, but we probably played a little bit in the wrong area.
Riddell Gordon put us ahead with a penalty, which your keeper nearly saved. But a nice finish by Monash Sunday for a second goal. Always nice to see a midfielder helping getting a goal.
Yeah, and as I said all along, we haven't done that enough this year. You look at our midfield players, we haven't scored enough goals. But the team hasn't scored enough goals, and in previous years, we've had people like Sean Lucian and Zane Banton and Rhys Morrell-Williams who've scored sort of 10, 12, 14, 15 goals between them. Cal da Costa got 8 goals last year. So people from our wide areas and our midfield haven't scored enough goals this year, and that's probably one of the reasons why we are where we're in the league. And everybody's got to come to table now for these last 8 games. We need to score as many goals as we can. And we need to be bright. We need to stop the opposition from playing and scoring, and we've got to pick up as many points as we can going into the last 8 games.
As you mentioned, James Kolotsky's first game for quite a while. He went off late in the day. Is he okay?
Yeah, he just, as I say, it's his first game for about 7 weeks, so he just got a little bit tired, got a little bit of cramp, and it was a heavy pitch, so all we did was really just saved him and made sure he came through okay. And obviously we've got Saturday to think about now in terms of what we do, but it's given me another string to the bow in terms of the defensive side of the game.
Tom Bend, he survived the whole game Saturday, but it sounded as though it's quite a serious injury at the end. But in fact, from what I've heard, it's not as bad as first thought.
No, we've seen a specialist, he's seen it today, so it's just one of them. We've just got to play it by ear and see how it settles down. At the moment it's still quite tender, but we'll have to see where we are on Thursday. It's improved a lot since Saturday. But it's not as first serious as we thought it was, which is good news. So hopefully, if he missed Saturday, he'll certainly be back for Saturday week, we hope.
The league form is obviously the most important thing, but a cup final any time is always welcome.
It's nice, especially now, because obviously it gives us something to look forward to. But as I said to you Saturday, and I'll say it again tonight, the most important thing now is the 8 games we've got coming up. We need to plan and prepare properly. We need to focus on the jobs, and it was good because we probably had half hour after the game on Saturday where we asked some questions in terms of the mentality and in terms of what we need to do to get out of the mess we're in, and we're going to need everybody on board. We're going to need everybody focused in terms of what we're doing, and everybody needs to focus on what we're doing and what we need to do over these next 8 games, and we need to get that done, put to bed, and then hopefully if the final doesn't come before the end of the season, if it does come, we've got to pick and choose where we are, but the most important thing at the moment is to stay in this league.
This Saturday, away to Braintree Town, they did a 3-0 down the park, their first win of the season. They've been on a bit of a dive recently, and it's very much dog eat dog down the bottom, isn't it? And there's so many sides involved, but we've got a run of games where it's in our own hands.
Yeah, but we've got to run a games against teams that are in the lower reaches of the division, and you've seen what our performances have been like this season against teams in that area. So, we have a lot of soul searching to do in terms of what we have to do. We have to respect the opposition. Their form hasn't been bad though over the last few weeks. They've lost in the 92nd minute to Braintree. To Billericay. They've beat Bath, and they've had a couple of good draws in terms of their home form has been quite good. So it's going to be a tough game. We've got to stay focused on what we're going to do, but we've got to go there and first thing not get beat and try and win the game is the second thing. And because the 3 points on Saturday would be massive, but also aware that we've got to make sure that they don't come away with the 3 points, which makes that gap a little bit bigger and makes it tougher for us in the last 7 games. So fully aware of what to expect, fully aware that it's going to be a tough, hard game, and we've got to get mentally right for the game, and we've got to make sure that physically and mentally and we're there for the game, and we're focused on the job in hand. Get that done and get away from there, and then start planning and preparing for the game against Dulwich the following week.
Lovely, thanks very much, Ian.
Thanks, David.
And I think now we can sign off from the it's almost a beach here in parts of this pitch at Hempstead Road. There's so much sand on it, and look forward to Saturday's game. As they were away to Braintree Town, National League South, kick-off 3 p.m, and that's at Cressing Road.